You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. These are your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Saturday, August the 1st, 2020. The Yankees and Red Sox played each other in an AL East matchup, and the Yankees won by a final score of 9-5. This game was back and forth. Each team scored throughout multiple parts of this game. The Yankees broke out, though, with a 4-run top of the ninth inning to give them a lead. The Red Sox scored one in the bottom of the ninth inning, but failed to come back, and they ended up losing. Also, hits came in bunches. The Yankees got 18 hits as compared to the Red Sox getting 13. Clark Schmidt got his first Major League win in this game. Heath Hembree got the loss, and Aroldis Chapman now has 24 saves. The Orioles and Blue Jays played each other, another AL East matchup, and the Orioles won this game by a final score of 5-4. The Orioles started scoring early. They got 2 runs in the first inning. They also got 2 in the third and 1 in the fifth. The Blue Jays scored their first and only run in the bottom of the third. Cole Stewart got the win, and Trent Thornton got the loss. The White Sox and Indians played each other in an AL Central matchup, and the Indians won this game 4-3 was the final score. It was 3-2 going into the bottom of the ninth inning, but the Indians came back to walk it off by scoring 2 in the bottom of the ninth. Phil Maton got the win out of the bullpen, and Alex Colome blew the save and got his second loss of the year. AL West baseball played between the Mariners and the Angels. The Mariners won this game 8-1. The Angels waited until the ninth inning to score their first run of the game. Meanwhile, the Mariners started scoring in the first inning. They got 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the eighth, and 2 in the ninth inning. Eric Swanson got the win, and Shohei Ohtani got the loss. The Astros and Twins played each other. Close game, 2-1. The final score, the Astros came out on top of this game, despite the Twins getting more hits than the Astros did. The Twins out-hit the Astros 6-5. Josh James got the win, Rich Hill got the loss, and Roberto Ozuna now has 36 saves on the season. AL Central Baseball played between the Royals and the Tigers, and the Royals won this game 8-1. The Tigers had the lead. They had a 1-run lead ever since the second inning, but then the Royals in the 7th broke out for 8 runs. That turned out to be the final score. Jacob Junis got the win, his 3rd of the year, and Spencer Turnbull got the loss. AL West baseball between the Rangers and the Athletics, and the Rangers won this game 8-7 was the final score. The Rangers started scoring early. They got 5 in the top of the first inning. Then the Athletics, toward the middle of the game, started chipping away at that Rangers lead. The Athletics got 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 2 in the 7th, while the Rangers got 1 in the 6th inning. But then the Rangers, in the 8th and the 9th innings, scored a run in each of those innings, and they ended up pulling ahead by a run and securing the win in the bottom of the 9th. The Rangers, 8 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors, and the Athletics got 7 runs on 10 hits and committed 1 error. Cody Allen got the win out of the bullpen, Joakim Soria got the loss, and Jose Leclerc earned his 25th save of the season with the Rangers. The Nationals and Braves played each other. This is an NL East matchup, and the Braves shut out the Nationals and won by a 2-0 final score. Cole Hamels got the win, Ryan Baruchi got the loss, and Will Smith now has 35 saves this season. The Marlins and Mets played each other. This is another NL East matchup, and the Mets won this game 4-2, the final score. The Mets got their 4th run by the 5th inning. The Marlins started scoring in the 9th. They got 2 in the top of the 9th inning, but failed to make a full comeback, and they fell short by 2. Michael Wacha got the win, Pablo Lopez got the loss, and Edwin Diaz has reached 30 saves now on the season. The Cardinals blew the Pirates out of the water. 12-0 was the final score of this game. This was an NL Central matchup. The Cardinals got 1 in the first inning, then broke out for 6 runs in the top of the 3rd, and they scored after that point as well. Meanwhile, the Pirates did not score a single run. They got 2 hits in this game while also committing 2 errors. The Cardinals got 12 runs on 14 hits and committed 1 error as a team. Jack Flaherty got the win, and Robbie Erlin got the loss. Interleague play between the Rays and the Reds saw the Rays win by a 7-5 final score. The Rays started scoring early. They got 2 in the first and 2 in the 3rd inning. The Reds started scoring in the 4th. They got 2 in the 4th and 1 in the 6th. And then the Rays scored 3 in the top of the 7th inning, which put the Reds behind even further. So those 2 runs in the 8th inning didn't really matter to the Rays because they still had a healthy lead, and a lead that they ended up keeping and led to their win. Ryan Yarbrough got the win. Wade Miley got the loss, and Nick Anderson now has 29 saves. The Brewers and Cubs played each other. This is an NL Central matchup, and this was a game that went into extras. 5-4 was the final. The Cubs ended up winning this game. The Cubs got 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. That tied the game at 4. Neither team scored after that. 7th, 8th, and 9th innings saw no runs scored. And then in the 10th, the Brewers could not score in the top half of the inning, and then the Cubs ended up walking it off in the bottom half. Michael Lorenzen got the win, and Alex Claudio got the loss. NL West baseball between the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks saw the Dodgers win. This game was close. 5-4, the final score. The Dodgers scored 5 runs on 5 hits. So that's a run for every hit on average. Meanwhile, the Diamondbacks got 4 runs on 10 hits and committed 1 error as a team. The Diamondbacks were making a bit of a comeback. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning to make it a 1-run game, but neither team scored the 9th, which hurt the Diamondbacks more because they ended up losing because they were down going into the 9th. David Price got the win, Zach Gallen got the loss, and Kenley Jansen now has 37 saves this season. The Giants and Rockies played each other. This is another NL West matchup. The Giants won this game. 5-2 is the final score. Each team had 7 hits in this game. The Giants committed an error, and each team scored in just 1 inning. The Giants got all 5 of their runs in the 2nd, and the Rockies scored both of their runs in the 9th, but the Rockies fell short in scoring in their given inning, and they lost by 3. Johnny Cueto got the win. Shane Baz got his first loss of the season. And Tony Watson is now at 27 saves. The Phillies and Padres played each other. 5-4 the final score of this game. The Padres ended up winning. The Phillies were making a comeback in the 9th inning. They scored a run, but they failed to tie the game and subsequently lost. Zach Davies got the win. Aaron Nola got the loss. And Kirby Yates is now at 36 saves on the year. Let's take a look at standings now, starting in the American League East. The New York Yankees are 68-42. They still lead the division, and they're on a 3-game winning streak. They beat the Red Sox most recently. The Blue Jays are still in 2nd. They're 61-50, 7.5 games back. They lost today to the Orioles. The Rays have evened out to a .500 winning percentage. They're 55-55, 13 games back of the Yankees, and they've also won their last 3 games. The Red Sox have gotten cold in their last 3. They lost most recently to the Yankees. They're 55-56 in 4th place now. And the Orioles are still residing in last place, though they beat the Blue Jays today. Their overall record is 43-68, and they're 25.5 games back of the Yankees. In the American League Central, the Minnesota Twins still lead with the best record in baseball. They're 76-36. The White Sox are 64-47, 11.5 games back, still in 2nd. The Indians are still in 3rd. They're 61-50, 14.5 games back of 1st place. The Tigers are 48-64, 28 games back of 1st. And the Royals still in last place. They're 36-75, 39.5 games back of 1st place. But since the Twins lost today and the Royals won, the Royals' elimination number for the division is still at 12. In the American League West, the Oakland Athletics still lead the division. They're 67-44. The Astros, the next best team in the division. They're 64-46, 2.5 games back of the A's. The Angels in 3rd with a 49-63 overall record, 18.5 games back of 1st. And there are 2 teams tied for 4th place. The Rangers and the Mariners each have 46-66 records, and they're both 21.5 games back of 1st place, and they both also won today. The American League wildcard standings show these teams. The Astros at the top spot right now. They're 64-46. The White Sox a half game back of the Astros with a 64-47 record. These 2 teams have been jumping back and forth from the top wildcard spot to the second wildcard spot. Then you have the Blue Jays still hanging around with the Indians. They're both 61-50, and they're both 3 games back of that second wildcard spot. The Rays are now 500, so they're getting closer, 8.5 games back of the second wildcard spot. The Red Sox, who had been lingering around, are now below 500, and they're 9 games back of that second wildcard spot. Every other team in the American League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 15.5 games back of that second wildcard spot, and the Royals are 24 games away, 24 losses away from being eliminated from playoffs. In the National League East, the Washington Nationals have lost 2 in a row. They're 63-49, still leading the division, though. The Braves have gotten hot recently. They've won 6 of their last 10. 3 of which came in a row. They're 60 and 51, 2.5 games back of the Nats. The Marlins 60 and 52 in third place, 3 games back. The Marlins lost today. The Phillies are 54 and 58, 9 games back. They've lost their last 2 games. And the Mets got their 50th win today. They're 50 and 60, 12 games back of first place. In the National League Central, the St. Louis Cardinals are 65 and 48. They still lead this division, and they've won their last 6 games. The Cubs won today. They're 1 win away from 60. They're 59 and 52, 5 games back, still hanging around closely to the Cardinals in second place. The Brewers are 49 and 61, 14.5 games back, and they've gotten cold. They've lost their last 6 games. The Reds are 46 and 65, 18 games back of first place. They've lost their last 3 games. And the Pirates are still in last place. Their record is 41 and 69. They're 22.5 games back of first, and they've also lost their last 3 games. In the National League West, the Los Angeles Dodgers still have the second best record in baseball. They're 74 and 38, and they still lead the division. The Padres 60 and 52, 14 games back. The Diamondbacks 14.5 back. They're 59 and 52. They lost today. The Rockies in fourth. They're 45 and 66, 28.5 games back first. And the Giants are getting closer to fourth place. They've been in last for quite a while. The Giants are 44 and 67 overall, and they're 29.5 games back of the Dodgers. Here are the wildcard standings in the National League. It's still a close race between 5 teams. Right now, the Braves have the top wildcard spot with a 60 and 51 record. The Marlins and Padres are tied for the second wildcard spot. They're 60 and 52 overall. The Cubs and the Diamondbacks are tied with 59 and 52 records, and they're each a half game back of that second wildcard spot, which stands at a 2-way tie right now. Every other team in the National League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 6 games back of that second wildcard spot, right now occupied by 2 teams. Let's take a look at league leaders now, starting with batting average leaders in the American League. Miguel Cabrera has the highest average still. He's at 350. JD Martinez has the second highest average. He's at 339. And Miguel Andujar rounds out the top 3 with a 335 average. In the National League, Christian Yelich leads with a 349. Ronald Acuna Jr. 2 points behind him with a 347. And Arenado is 2 points behind Acuna Jr. with a 345 average. Hits leaders in the American League, there's a 3-way tie for the league's best. JD Martinez, Miguel Andujar, and Miguel Cabrera all have 151 hits. In the National League, Jonathan Villar has 158 hits. Marcus Semien and Ronald Acuna Jr. tied with the second most. They're both at 142. At bat leaders in the American League, Jose Abreu has the most with 453. And in the National League, Jonathan Villar has the most with 468. Doubles leaders in the American League, Anthony Rendon has the most with 39. Jose Abreu second most with 38. And Miguel Andujar third most with 34. In the National League, Jonathan Villar has the most with 48. Christian Yelich second most with 37. Trey Turner and Juan Soto each tied with the third most. They're both at 31. Triples leaders in the American League, Adalberto Mondesi has the most with 8. Jose Altuve and Adam Eaton tied with the second most. They're both at 6. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 13. Andrew McCutchen, Victor Robles, and Hunter Pence are all tied with the second most. They're all at 7. Home run leaders in the American League, Justin Upton has the most with 36. Chris Davis 4 behind him with 32. Yohan Moncada, JD Martinez, and Gleyber Torres all tied for third best. They're all at 31. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt and Ronald Acuna Jr. tied for the league best 38 home runs. Pete Alonso and Eugenio Suarez tied with the third most home runs. They're both at 30. RBI leaders in the American League, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and Chris Davis each tied with 92, and Mitch Moreland third best with 85. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt up to 100 RBIs now, the first one in baseball to reach that margin. Eugenio Suarez has the next most with 84, and Freddie Freeman third best with 83. Run scored leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has 85. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with 91. Stolen base leaders in the American League, Malik Smith has the most with 26. Adalberto Mondesi has the second most with 25, and D. Gordon has the third most with 21. In the National League, Starling Marte still leads all of baseball with 38. Trey Turner 2 behind him with 36, and Jonathan Villar rounds out the top 3 with 31. Walks leaders in the American League, Rhys Hoskins the leader with 68. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt the leader with 77. On-base percentage leaders in the American League, Miguel Cabrera has the highest at a 425, Josh Bell second highest at a 409, and JD Martinez third highest at a 408. In the National League, Christian Yelich leads with a 446. Paul Goldschmidt, second highest at a 444. And Ronald Acuna Jr., third highest at a 430. Slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Yoan Moncada has the highest at a 624. Josh Bell, second highest at a 618. And JD Martinez, third highest at a 617. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 726. Paul Goldschmidt is at a 692. And Christian Yelich is at a 683. On-base percentage plus slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Josh Bell has a 1.027, JD Martinez has a 1.025, Chris Davis is at a 1.013, and Yoan Moncada is at a 1.002. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 1.156, Paul Goldschmidt's behind him with a 1.136, Christian Yelich is at a 1.129, and Nolan Arenado is at a 1.007. Moving on to pitcher leaderboards, starting with wins leaders in the American League. Right now there are 5 tied with the most wins in the AL. Jake Odorizzi, Kenta Maeda, Lucas Giolito, Hyunjin Ryu, and Jordan Montgomery all have 12. In the National League, Walker Buehler leads with 14. Steven Strasburg has 13. David Price, Madison Bumgarner, and Jack Flaherty all have 11. Losses leaders in the American League, Kenta Maeda has the least amount with 1. In the National League, Walker Buehler has the least amount with 2. Saves leaders in the American League, Liam Hendriks and Roberto Ozuna each have 36, and Brad Hand is one behind them both with 35. In the National League, Craig Kimbrell leads with 38, Kenley Jensen and Giovanni Gallegos each tied with the second most saves at 37. ERA leaders in the American League, Kenta Maeda has the lowest at a 2.37, Jake Odorizzi second lowest at a 2.45, and Aaron Civale third lowest with a 2.69. In the National League, Walker Buehler has the lowest at a 2.14, Marcus Stroman second lowest at a 2.20, and Steven Strasburg third lowest at a 2.47. Home runs allowed among American League pitchers, Kenta Maeda has allowed the least amount with 9, and in the National League, Caleb Smith and Marcus Stroman tied with the least amount allowed. They've also allowed 9. Shutout leaders in the American League, Masahiro Tanaka has 4, Garrett Cole has 3, Jake Odorizzi and Jose Barrios, Twins teammates, each have thrown 2 complete game shutouts this year. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has thrown 5 complete game shutouts. Zach Wheeler has thrown 3. Aaron Nola, Sandy Alcantara, Merrill Kelly, Walker Buehler, and Clayton Kershaw have all thrown 2, and they're all tied for third best on this leaderboard. Strikeout leaders in the American League, Garrett Cole has 179, Lucas Giolito 11 behind him with 168, and Jake Odorizzi rounds out the top 3 with 162. In the National League, Steven Strasburg leads with 180, Clayton Kershaw is the second most with 165, and Aaron Nola has the third highest at 164. Complete games thrown among American League pitchers, Masahiro Tanaka has thrown 4, Garrett Cole has thrown 3, Aaron Civale, Jake Odorizzi, and Jose Barrios each tied with the third most complete games thrown. They've all thrown 2. And in the National League, Jacob deGrom has 5, Zach Wheeler has 4, and Aaron Nola has 3. Innings pitched leaders in the American League, Hyunjin Ryu leads with 156. And in the National League, Aaron Nola leads with 157 and 2/3 innings pitched. Walks allowed among American League pitchers. There are 6 pitchers tied with the least amount of walks in the American League. You see them there. They've all allowed 30. And in the National League, there's 1 pitcher that's allowed 30, and he's at the top of this leaderboard, Marcus Stroman. Whip leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi is a 107 whip, the lowest. Hyunjin Ryu second lowest at a 108, and Sean Manaea third lowest at a 109. In the National League, Marcus Stroman has the lowest at a 107. Jacob deGrom slightly higher than Stroman's. He's also at a 107, though. And Steven Strasburg is at a 108, third lowest on this leaderboard. Pitching war leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has the highest at a 4.1. Masahiro Tanaka is at a 3.5, and Shane Bieber is at a 3.4. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has a 3.8. Aaron Nola is at a 3.7, and Walker Buehler rounds out the top 3 with a 3.6. Batting war leaders in the American League, Yoan Moncada has the highest at 6.6, DJ LeMahieu's at a 6.4, and Yasmani Grandal third best with a 5.9. And in the National League, Christian Yelich leads with a 7.3, Marcus Semien second best with a 7.1, and Ronald Acuna Jr. third best with a 6.9. These have been your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Saturday, August the 1st, 2020. I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's virtual network.